Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday night episode of Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports Podcast. We have a full crew today. We've got Kelvin, we've got Kyle, we've got Rick.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, nice to have the whole gang back together again. It's like when we have a full crew, we might have a full 2 hours tonight. Who knows?
Hope not. It's going to be a long day for me in the morning.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I just want to thank everybody for hitting that subscribe button. Continue to hit it if you haven't. It's right there in front of you. We are picking up new followers and subscribers at a record pace. I mean, we were stalled around 500 at one point for so long, but since that point, we have just taken off and gone.
Where are you at now?
I think let me look. I have to go into my cell phone.
Enough.
Last podcast, he said 713 or 714 or 715. I can't remember. It was right around that Babe Ruth home run record number.
I thought we were getting close to 800. I want to see.
Wow,
Gotta see.
It's a good amount.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
We are live on my cell phone, guys.
Two
Podcasts. Okay, alrighty. We don't have as many as I thought. We're at 745. But hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Leave us some comments tonight. You know, we got plenty of space comments open and working on a couple of things that I hope to get done before we start the new football season and start season 5 of this podcast. In August, season 5 starts in August, but I'm going to try to have some phone calls to be able to come in.
Cool.
And during the summer months, I have got requests out for interviews from former Hawks, current Hawks, and Hawks to be. Nice. See if we can get any of those people to say yes and actually come on the show. But I've gone out like a madman and either private messaged them or openly asked them in their comments if I wasn't able to get into their messengers. So yeah, we'll see. I will let you guys know when I know for sure if we have some of those interviews coming up. But you know, after spring football, things are going to kind of die down. The portals will all be taken care of. We got baseball and softball wrapping up pretty soon, getting ready for their own playoff runs. But I understand that the Iowa men's baseball team is on the verge of not making the Big Ten tournament. Uh-oh. They said that's the first time that's ever happened. So, yeah.
News to me.
I haven't got a chance to watch much baseball this year like I used to last year, but I understand that pitching is a little bit atrocious with these guys. But they did win against Maryland today, as did the softball team.
Lost it. The baseball team lost today.
Well, I must have been looking at yesterday's thing then.
Yeah, we had won 1 or 2 games against Maryland, and then today pitching blew up at the end. I think we lost 12-7 or something like that.
Okay, alrighty, my bad. Alrighty, guys, let's get started. Let's start with the women's portal talk first. First of all, we all know about Amari Whiting coming to town, but I read an article. I think it was by Tyler Tatchman or no, I can't remember.
Tatchman?
Was it Tatchman or was it the other guy who writes the women's beat? Anyway,
Kyle Huseman.
Yeah. No, but this was from the Des Moines Register. They got another. I can't think of his name.
I know you're talking about.
They have Tanner who does a lot of Tanner does a lot of wrestling and stuff. Maybe he does the women too, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anywho, interesting story. I want to see if you guys remember this person. Do you guys remember this person showing up for one of our games last year?
Yep.
27 5-star. We may have a hint that she
Are you talking about Nation?
Yeah. We have a hint that she might be committing to Iowa, but we never know. I know.
She bragged up the culture at Iowa to that girl. I know that.
Yes. So Amari Whiting used to be coached by Nation Williams' mother. and she reached out to her to see if she could help her find the right fit for her, find the right home for her. And so somehow she got connected to Iowa, and because Nation Williams' mother pointed out Iowa and was going to make a call to Jan and said that this might be a good fit. But before she could call, Jan reached out to Amari. So I thought that was very, very interesting. She feels like she can fit in. She feels like her defense is pretty good, and she had record percentages last year on 3-point shot, on free throw percentage, which was only 75%, but still that's probably better than some of the other people on the team. She's at 33% now for her 3-point shot, which I believe before wasn't really that great, but now she's hitting 1 out of 3, right? And so and her field goal percentage has jumped. I think she's in the 40s.
Amari's mother was the coach at BYU, and she knew Lisa and Jan, in the past, but if Natalie Williams helped, that's great.
Yeah, she played a big role in that, and because she really likes Iowa, I got a feeling that Nation Williams could be committing sometime when she's ready to commit. She's a 27 player, so we'll see if she commits. But I'm thinking that we've got a outside chance now. I didn't think we did before, but now I think we do.
Always had UCLA as the overriding favorite, but I always had Iowa probably as runner up.
Yeah.
But
and did you guys? I don't remember this, but do you remember during Amari's second season, Jan's first season at
They played
at BYU? We played against BYU and Amari. It seems like we sure bring in a lot of girls we played against. There must be a lot of these girls leaving an impression on the coaches.
They're jealous.
I mean,
you know why? It's because everybody transfers now.
Yeah.
If we're recruiting somebody out of transfer portal, chances are they at one of their stops they might have scheduled Iowa or played us in the NCAA tournament or something. So
yeah, I agree. Alrighty, and then we got an interesting story. Well, first of all, Kyle, I mean, you said that you had some stats on both of the two signees that we got, Danny Carnegie and Amari. You want to talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, Amari played. Of course, she played 2 seasons at BYU. This past season, she was with Oklahoma State. She played in all 34 games, averaged 29.1 minutes, 9.6 points, 5.9 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game. So, realistically, there's 40 minutes in a basketball game, and she's almost playing over 3/4 of that. So, I like the minutes that she plays. And then at BYU, she was kind of steady with her points, 10.6 points, 10.3 points. Had more rebounds in one season than the other season. So I think she fits in pretty well. And then is it Carnage or
Carnegie?
Carnegie.
Like Carnegie Hall in Chicago.
I mean, I gotta learn how to pronounce my names if I do this dogcast here this season for baseball and softball.
Yeah.
But only one season or 2 seasons, excuse me. She was at Georgia Tech. She averaged 20.4 minutes, 12.9 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.9 assists, and she committed only 1.7 turnovers. a game. So that's really good. She's taking care of the basketball. Now at Georgia, she started 32 games, averaged 33.5 minutes, 17.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 1.4 steals, shot 42.7 from the field, 35.4% from the three-point land, 83.3% from the free throw line, and she averaged 4.6 on defensive rebounds. So I think these two women are definitely going to add something to this Iowa team now having 8 players.
Yeah. So maybe we can give UCLA a better game next year.
Better spend more money if we're going to do that.
Well, as long as UCLA loses all their players,
Yeah, that team's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Kyle,
they had 5 of them drafted. Did I hear? 5?
Yeah.
6.
6.
Okay.
5 in the first and then the 18th pick. So 3rd and the 2nd.
But, UCLA from top to bottom was a very talented team, just like South Carolina, just like UConn. Right now, I think with our top 8 players, we're a pretty talented player with it because our 8 players that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably the current lineup that we're going to see probably 90% of the time, these 8 players. And so I think right now what Jan's looking for is probably backup players that don't mind being the bench team. What did we call the bench players with the women's team? I can't remember. The bench crew or the bench mob the bench mob, I think.
Oh. Hey, Kyle, did you read your stats there? What percentages Amari shot?
Actually, I didn't. I think I read over them. So was it 24-25? I only got the minutes and the points. I didn't get the percentage from her, but I could probably look that up here quick.
No, I think she shoots around 30%.
Yeah, I think I read.
She was 20. She was like 31 year, 26 the next year, 30 something, and then 31. Yeah, she's like 29% overall.
Right.
Yeah, what Iowa needs is, we still need 3-point shooting. We got Chit Chat. We got Carnegie, who shoots at 33%, which is acceptable.
Yeah.
But you need Stremlo and Chit Chat. Both Stremlo, I think, shot about 39%, which is really good. And Chit Chat was 45, something like that. But we need another 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. We do.
It's like Kyle on 3. Some guy was complaining about, the women's transfer portal is just, we aren't getting anybody now, and he pointed out, Jan's going to play with 8 players. She's decided we're just going to play with 8.
Yeah. And if somebody gets hurt, we might be going 4 on 5.
It's like, and then he pointed out that, he said last year, we never got Chit Chat until the 25th of April.
Mm-mm.
And there's thousands of girls out there in the portal.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of them are not going to find homes, are they?
Well, and also people understand that they can actually be recruited or be signed after the portal closes. The portal just announcing you're going in. That's it.
Yeah, they can. Yeah,
they can wait to sign right up till sometime in August when you have to be enrolled at Iowa for that for that fall semester.
There's plenty of time.
They're not going to wait that long, but it's like, good gosh, we need a 3-point shooter. We certainly need another big girl to either back up Wolitsko or compete with Wolitsko. That power forward.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're looking at the 8 players we got right now, and I just don't know if we're going to get any quality starter type girls to come to Iowa.
You don't need that though.
Mm-hmm. I know we don't, but we'll be able to track some people that got quality backups. I mean,
you need role players.
Yeah,
really good role players. Hey, your role is to foul. There you go. You know what I mean? Hey, you're rolling simply to outside and shoot 3
Right.
Like, that is it.
Go ahead, Kyle.
If you dribble, you're out of the game.
Right. So, but in the 2027 class, we got a commit, Jada Subert, a 4-star junior from Stephen Point area, Wisconsin. She's 5'11". In the nation, she ranks 41st. Position-wise, she's 4th. But in the state, she is the number 1 player in the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
She averaged 24.3 points per game, shot 50% from the field, 37.1% from the 3, 74.8% from the free throw line. She dished out 104 assists and had 120 steals as a junior in high school.
Yep. She's good.
Yeah, I'm going to be excited to get her.
She's really good.
We got to get through another season before she visits. Comes back.
She's a year and a half from enrolling at Iowa.
Yep.
The one thing about Whiting is you didn't mention steals, but she steals the ball at a very high rate. She makes like 70 or 80 steals a year, and that's something that nobody on our team really does that.
No, she's actually, I hate to say this, for all the 6 years that Kylie Feuerbach gave the team and her defense and everything, Amari Whiting can step into Feuerbach's spot and be a heck of a increase or upgrade. That's what I want to say, upgrade.
But we know that Whiting can shoot the ball too, so
yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
She's
not afraid to shoot it.
It's Kylie Feuerbach with the offense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. So okay, so I want to add this real quick, just so everybody knows that it's official. It's been rumored. Tegan Mulaney has signed with Wisconsin. She looks very happy in that picture. I wonder if that's an AI picture from Iowa with the Wisconsin uniform on her.
I doubt it.
Okay. I just had to put that up there so everybody understands that she's found the home.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. Out of the girls that left, I would have preferred keeping her because I think she had a lot of upside.
One of the possible portal people, the one I wanted the most that was left, just committed to Iowa State like a half hour before I got this link from the Bissett girl from
Canada.
Yeah, from Loyola, Chicago. I'm sure she looked at it like, oh gosh, I'm young. I want to play a lot of minutes. And I really wanted her. But anyway.
It's crazy, right? But this may be a 1-year stopgap if she's young because, what's his name is leaving after this year, next season. And so, I didn't think he was going to find many people except for maybe seniors that were willing to come in and play one more year. He can offer starting jobs. I don't know if he offers starting jobs. A lot of coaches.
No, I wouldn't think that. It would just be, all right, here's your scholarship. You may get playing time, but like you did with Alvaro. Oh yeah, you can make some game-winning shots, and then all of a sudden, nope, you're sitting the bench.
Yeah, but they can look at the Iowa State roster and know that they're going to play 25, 30 minutes, and they know they're going to start because there's only 3 people on the roster. So
is that all they got right now, including the commit?
That's
all they have.
I don't really follow them.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah.
It's hard. It's how hard it is for Finley to recruit, knowing that he's not coming back after that year. That's got to be tough. Tom Davis didn't even bother to recruit his last year.
I have to say.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew he was in his last year of his contract. I didn't know that any announcement was made.
I think back in the day,
Jamie what's his name? Jamie Pollard.
Pollard.
Yeah, he already said that he's gonna let him coach out the last year of his contract. So that makes it sound like that he's asking him to leave and retire.
And the thing is, back in the day, Coach Finley had like a lifetime contract with Iowa State. When he first signed, and then started getting the players, started winning some ball games in the Big 12, and I guess he had a lifetime contract with Iowa State. Because I didn't think they wanted anybody else but Finley for the.
He went to what? 2 Elite Eights or 3?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember. He hasn't done any of that lately.
No, I mean,
and his last 2 teams way underachieved. They were better teams than what they ended up the season.
Yeah.
Of course, I could say our team either overachieved or underachieved because
Over.
I think over because we're a year away from all these players getting together and coming into as one. Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome for the University of Iowa for the women's program.
Yeah. I think Jan did an amazing job because I don't think anybody expected what happened to happen. But they look more like the team against UCLA. The first win they got at home in the tournament, and then the second win when they lost. I mean, the loss in that second game, they look more like I think people thought they would look like. They struggled offensively, and I don't know how that team could not score points.
Tired, exactly.
Tired.
Just gonna say,
but they had
no legs left. The jump shots were gone.
Yeah, but let's put it this way: they had a weekend, almost 2 full weeks off before 10 days, maybe 10, 12 days before they.
It was 88 degrees in Carver that day. That sapped them. It was over. They just said you're gonna lose.
By the way, why is it? I mean, is it because they don't put air conditioner in there because they don't usually use Carver when that's warm and it just happened to be unusual?
But both
teams had to play under those conditions, though. Both teams played under those conditions.
Probably the team we played that beat us,
Virginia.
But they probably didn't think they played very well either. Their legs were probably half gone too. It was just like who was gonna hit 2 or 3 shots down at the end of the game to win that game, So I don't know. But the thing is about the Carver, it doesn't need air conditioning even in the summer unless you have 15,000 people in there heating it up.
Right. Yeah, it's only used for not volleyball anymore. It used to, but basketball season. So it runs for mid-November or almost after Thanksgiving on to mid February into March maybe.
They start in October now.
October.
Yeah, practice.
Practices, but they don't probably practice in Carver.
Right.
They get close to
they got the practice facility.
Yeah, they got that.
But when you practice, there's not 15,000 people warming the building.
Nope.
That building is built down in the ground, so it doesn't get the heat of summertime in it.
Exactly, and heat rises. Yeah, it kind of keeps it pretty reasonable and cool.
Yeah. Hey, Kelvin. Before we move on from the women and talk about the good news we got with the men's portal this week, do you want to talk about that journey story you talked about earlier that you saw that interview with Randazzo?
I can repeat what I said before we went on with Journey Houston gave a podcast with Randazzo, who covered her in high school, and that's not the first time she's been on with him, and she said, anytime you want me on, Mr. Randazzo, I'll be on. But she is the best interview, in my opinion, of any girl that's ever played at the University of Iowa. You talk about a girl that she speaks like she's 80 years old or 60 years old, very mature, very well spoken, very well to the point. And she gets her point across.
Yes, she does.
In perfect language. It was like Randazzo. The main thing I remember about it was, Randazzo seems like every girl in the country has to make a decision every year. Are you going in the portal? She said, did you have to make a decision? And she said, no, I didn't have to make any decision. She says, I didn't like playing power forward this year, but Jan says I don't have to play it anymore. And, it was just something she had to do this year.
Right.
Because she's a wing. She is not a power forward. Mm-mm. But she says, I am a local girl. I grew up in a Hawkeye family. I've been a Hawkeye fan all my life. This is where I want to play. And she says, I don't have any decision to make because I compete for my minutes.
That's how it should be.
And that was kind of a poke at some of the girls that left. I think that she's willing to compete for what minutes she gets. She don't have to go out and bargain for it. So
yeah,
I just love that when she said that.
I did too. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for that young lady to keep striving at Iowa.
Yeah. And then they also ask her about having to play that her former teammate, Divine Burridge, was in the portal and went to Illinois and she said it'll be just like Chit Chat this year when we played some of her former players. Chit Chat gave us a good scouting report of what to do to them.
Oh,
like
right.
that.
That's smart.
That is.
You gotta think about this. That's pretty smart when you get a former players to like, okay, what does she do? What's her tendencies? I love that. That's great insight coming from a player, not even a coach.
Yeah. So, had Georgia not been upset by Virginia, we would have played Georgia and we would have had the two best friends, Chit Chat and Danny, playing against each other, and who knows who would have got the better of each other.
I think with Chit Chat and now Danny coming in, I think that's a really good backcourt. With those two, they know what each other is going to do on the court and probably off the court too. So that adds a lot of similarity to this Iowa women's program.
I know one thing. If you have Carnegie, Whiting, and Houston on the court at the same time, you read off them rebound numbers and you read off the steals, Carnegie and Whiting are just unbelievable amount of steals. And rebounding. Whiting's only like, I don't know what she is, 5'9", whatever she is, and getting 6 rebounds a game. And I think Carnegie at 5.6 rebounds a game or something like that as a guard.
Yeah.
And we know Houston, who was playing 15 minutes a game, was over 6 rebounds a game. That's like getting 15 rebounds a game from Journey Houston, so that's very good, but we need more players.
Oh, 100%.
The only 2 players I know that visited that are still out there are Hare, who played at Iowa State. She's the 3-point shooter we need. And the other one, what's her name? Reagan McCowan.
Yeah.
Those are the 2. I don't know. I have this sneaky suspicion, Hare visited, both of them gals visited like over a week ago or something. I wonder if Hare's waiting to see where Crooks goes or something. I don't know. Maybe there's a connection there. Is Audie Crooks ever going to make a decision?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen one yet either. Just rumored being a Sooner is all I heard.
Oh, she was at Maryland last.
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Wow.
Ohio State and Maryland.
Yeah. She only wants 500,000. She doesn't want $1 million, so she should be easy to get.
I think she wants way more than 500,000.
That's the numbers being passed around on 3.
Right. Holy jeez.
Number passed around I seen was a minimum of $1 million, but
okay.
Well, money doesn't lie, I'll tell you that.
Some of these high school kids get $500,000. That's the truth. You think Walitsko got less than $500,000?
Yeah. Well, I heard that high school kids are also now getting NIL money while they're still in high school. So, You know, look at the trickle down effect we've had on the high school level now.
Like everybody says, it's a day and age we live in.
In the men's basketball portal, player agents were wanting their players to be paid to make a visit to your school. You know, and then
these agents are just something else. Gosh.
In football a year ago, places like Wisconsin paid players not to visit Iowa and commit to Wisconsin.
Yeah,
was that football? Was that football and basketball?
Yeah,
not women's basketball?
Football, there were several defensive linemen Iowa wanted last year out of high school. One of them his last name was King. He was like a defensive end. And he was all set to come to Iowa like the 5th of June, and he canceled his visit and committed to Wisconsin. And it was, pay him not to visit Iowa and commit.
Yeah, and
there's the ultimate. That's got to be the ultimate compliment, because that means Wisconsin's afraid that if they visit Iowa, they lost them. They're going to go to Iowa.
Yeah, and then again, look what happened. We did to them last season.
Oh, we've kind of owned them the last 3 or 4 seasons, and I think they got one back, but I think we're like 4 out of 5 now against them or something like that. Ever since COVID year.
Yeah, thank God Paul Chris quit.
I don't think he quit. I think he got fired.
I know that, but that was the stupidity of the new athletic director at Wisconsin, and now he ain't athletic director anymore. It's like, why would you quit when you're doing something pretty steady every year? When your bad year is an 8-win or 7-win year. It's like, why would anybody think that is unacceptable?
Yeah, and then think about this. Look what Luke Fickle's done.
Ask Nebraska why.
It's just, has any of you guys heard anything about Hare or Reagan?
No.
McCowan?
No, I heard that Hare went and visited Wisconsin this weekend. Not Wisconsin, Indiana.
She was. Yeah.
Well, Indiana, I'm not gonna lie, they might need somebody, because they kind of they were a little up and down last year.
They lost a couple. Yeah, go ahead.
Hare would get a guaranteed playing time at Indiana.
Right.
If that's what she's looking for.
Aren't they all looking, besides money? Aren't they all looking for guaranteed playing time? Like, I'm sure that Addie Deal settled for just playing time and not as much money, because this makes sense, and this is kind of the talk on 3, is that Addie Deal is using this as a 1-year stopgap to dominate on the Wisconsin team and then go get the big money and play for a big team, major team next year. And, honestly, I could see that between her agent and her dad. I could actually see that happening. Yeah. Whereas Kelly Levine is going for playing time. I don't know what she got for money or NIL from UNI, but she's going for playing time.
Yeah.
And she ain't getting much NIL from Northern Iowa. They don't have any money, but the Addie Deal was pretty shocked when she goes into the transfer portal when she was the number 15 player in the country coming out of high school. And all the portal rankings have her ranked like the 280th best player in the portal.
Who?
Addie Deal.
Oh, 280. But that's based on her freshman year, right, at Iowa.
That's based on her actual play, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got I still can't believe that she made the all-freshman team over Journey Houston.
Yeah.
I think a lot of fans are like, what? How'd that happen?
And Divine Burridge was the number 5 player in high school, or number 7, and she was ranked like the 150th player in the portal. That's how in the portal, it's like when Kirk got all these guys from FCS football, but they had a track record how good they were. It wasn't some high school rating. It's proven, and Burridge didn't prove anything at LSU because she didn't play much.
Right.
So anyway.
I'm going to save some room for some football talk here at the end because I think it's worth talking about a little bit. Guys, is there anything else we want to do to wrap up the women's before we move on to the men's?
I think we're good.
Okay, good. Cool. Okay. Well, we picked up 2 signees this weekend. Here's the first one. This is the one I really was glad we got. I mean, they're still listing him as 7'3", so I'm going to take that as a grain of salt.
I have some stats on him.
Okay, Andrew McGeever. So let's hear what you got, bud.
So both of his seasons, 24 to 25 season and 25 to 26 season, he was at St. Mary's in California. Mm-hmm. They play in that conference. They play a team called Gonzaga, which
is that the Western Athletic Conference or the Big West or what is that?
The WCC.
Yeah,
Western Athletic Conference.
Yeah, WCC or WAC.
San Fran.
Yeah. He 20 games he played, 5.8 minutes. This was a 24-25 season. 64.7 field goals percentage. Didn't shoot the free throw well because he only shot it at he shot it at 30.8%. But the 25 right, but the 25
I was going to say that makes like Cam look like a superstar.
So then the 25-26 season, he started 10 games, played 33 of them, averaged 23.2 minutes, shot 50% from the field, 62.8% from the free throw line, averaged 9.2 rebounds. Points per game, I did not get that.
It's around 10. It's around 10.
Okay. So I think height-wise, yeah. I mean, again, we all know you can't teach height. We all know that. I mean, but you're 7'2", 7'3". He's got to have better feet underneath the basket. You know what I mean?
When I think of him and then Yurok, who's probably 6'11", when I think of those two on the floor together next year, I think of, I think we've got something to combat Illinois with now. Maybe their guys are still a little more talented than ours because, after all, those are pro players that used to play in Europe, pro ball, and they're older. But I feel like, we've actually got something we can combat, even with Purdue and their 7-footer. And so this really makes me happy because maybe we can actually do something to stop these 7-footers from dominating the games against us.
His last visit was Purdue, actually.
Yeah.
I bet Purdue tried really hard to keep the 7-foot tradition going.
Right. Like, what a coincidence.
Yeah, UConn, Michigan, and Purdue. That's pretty good company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if they wanted him, then we got a good one. Potential
is there.
The thing I like about him, he played limited minutes, right? And he got all them rebounds. Statistically, he's the number 1 player in the nation for rebound percentage, getting the highest percentages of missed shots of any player in the nation. So I like that.
That's cool. How did he do against Gonzaga? I'm sorry.
They won the last game.
They won it?
Yeah, the last game they played, they won back in February.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was they won 70-59. He himself played 12 minutes, is 1 for 7. But he had 8 rebounds.
Just what Calvin just referred to.
Yeah.
The other game, he scored 10 or more points in 12 games out of the 33 they played. So he has potential to score if he has to. He can do it.
Right. Yeah.
He's growing into his body still. He's got a ways to go.
Well, I have a feeling that we're not going to ask much more out of him than we asked out of Cam this year, because Cam wasn't a scorer. It was bonus. It was bonus when he did score points, but he was there to pull down rebounds and block shots and pull.
Cam was arguably along with, well, we had 4 great defensive players. You know, we had, what's your favorite? Howard?
Yeah.
Howard's a great defensive player. Cale Combs, the best defensive player on the team. And then Sturts and Cam. Cam was a guy that was 6'9.5" that could guard a perimeter player. And that's something that Jurok and this guy can't do. So Cam's still going to have that niche on the team. He's like the Dennis Rodman defensive player. No way Cam does not rebound. Like, I don't know what Cam averaged, 4 rebounds a game, something like that. He's not the rebounder,
no,
you know, but he's the guy that I just have this sneaking suspicion that Ben wants his best defensive players out there, is my opinion. So
right.
I don't think Cam's minutes are gonna dwindle away to nothing. Put it that way.
I want to apologize to the second guy we signed over the weekend. Was that Coleman? I can't remember his first name.
Tyreek,
yeah. And I think he'll make up for a lot of what we lost in Sturts. I just got a sneaky feeling, and I hope he's better than the person that we didn't get who went to Minnesota. What's his name? I can't remember his name now.
Evans,
yeah, because I kind of thought we were getting Evans the way it sounded, but when Coleman committed, Evans probably committed to Minnesota.
I mean,
anyway,
the thing is, we can definitely see Sage in the starting lineup.
Sage deserves to be.
Yes.
He earned it.
Oh, 100% he did. That kid can out hustle. He's a great shooter.
Oh, I love his 3-point shot. I mean, you almost felt like every time he put it up, he was going to score it.
He had confidence in himself, knowing that he can do it.
I don't know if you guys listened to Kakert's podcast today with Randazzo. It was on 3. It wasn't on Randazzo's show. He don't have a show on the weekend.
Nope.
But they were talking to an Illinois recruiting expert, and they said Tyreek Holman in prior years would have went right to the Big Ten right out of high school. But colleges now only recruit about 15% of the high school kids they used to, because now they just get everybody out of portal. That's why Coleman went to Illinois State last year. And you know who the other team was that he almost committed to?
Illinois?
Drake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben McCollum.
Both.
You know, and I think Ben McCollum might have got the guard he wanted all along. Just keep it quiet.
Right.
And, talk to Glass and talk to Evans and talk to this guy and talk to that guy. I think Ben really liked the Glass guy, but he got a pile of money to go to Vanderbilt, wasn't it?
Yes.
You know, and this kid, when you turn his film on at Illinois State, and especially in the NIT championship, I think it was against Auburn, against the SEC, turn that on and you're just thinking, holy cow. He's like going in there, and he's 6'2", but he's got a 6'5" wingspan.
Yeah.
And he goes in and finishes. He drove in right up against them big guys and just finished it right over top of them. You're thinking, wow, look at that. And then he goes out there and hitting. What did he hit? Did he hit close to 38% from 3 or something? I don't know.
41.6%. Yeah. The kid can shoot it. He can flat out shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, guys, let me read up some comments. Hink says we need one more shooting guard. Do you guys agree with that? Because it sounds like we're going to go for another guard in the portal, according to some of the stuff I read in On 3, unless it's all theory.
I do want to add one more thing from what Journey said was with these girls that she says that are coming in, Jan most likely will go back to the 4 in, 1 out play set.
1 in and 4 out.
1 and 4 out, yeah. So I was like, okay, that's not bad. compared to what we got. So I think that's smart as well.
That's the Kate Martin at power forward, pretty much a 4-guard offense.
Yeah.
Yes. Warnock.
Yeah. Well, that's
Warnock,
what. Yeah. Well, I remember Warnock. Dennis now, or almost a Dennis to be
Final Four.
But his question there is, Iowa has one scholarship left.
Yep.
We got 2 walk-ons, McCollum and Cook. You can have 15 guys. We got 12 scholarship guys. We got room for one more scholarship. If Banks I don't think Banks is coming back myself.
Let's get Broccoli.
If they don't get Banks, are you talking about Barkley?
Yeah.
That would be my one portal guy I'm thinking about. Otherwise, people are thinking that we need another ball handling combo guard. I don't know. I'd like to know what Ben's thinking, but
yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, as far as Banks goes, and he does address that here. It's his opinion here. Unless we get Banks back, but I think we need to move on. And I think that's absolutely true. I think we need to go ahead and plan on it if Banks is not coming back. And if we fill that scholarship, we fill it. I mean, right now he's looking at the NBA. And what is it? Usually around the 1st of May or a little later, just not too much later than that. They kind of know if they're coming back or not.
So,
and,
right.
And just like Hank says, we can't wait around for the NCAA to make a decision. I think Ben's got to do what's best for his team.
Right.
Right. And I think they have an agreement, just like Iowa State did when they let their guy go to the NBA a chance to get drafted. And so
yeah, Tavian is not playing in the NBA in his wildest dreams, but he entered the NBA draft because he doesn't know if anybody's going to give him another year, and he might not know before the NBA draft. If he don't know by the NBA draft, sure, he'll just go through the NBA draft process and go play in Europe or something.
He'll know. Everybody who at Iowa who's ever gone in and tested the waters with the NBA has known by sometime in May that they were coming back. He knows
he's not going to get drafted, Dean.
He's
waiting to find out what the courts say about another year. It has nothing to do with the NBA being interested in, because the NBA is not interested in Tavian Banks. The NBA doesn't want any 6'6" guys who just make layups.
Yeah. That's kind of like NBA is getting away from that. By the way, did you guys see that Boston's game the other night? Luka went off 27? On them for 27 points. And I don't know if they won the game, but I think the game was tied up and he hit the 3 that put them ahead with just seconds left in the game. But I do not know if they won that game because all I saw was the highlight.
He's been on a bit of a tear the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Good for him.
The only reason I think they might need another ball handler because they have 2. They have Combs and Tyreek Coleman. What if one, and he likes to play with 2 point guards a lot. What if one of them gets injured or gets in foul trouble? Now Kyle's got his hand up in the air, I see.
Yeah, so I'm on 247sports.com, and I clicked on the transfer portal. The top transfer portals, the third guy is we played against, that John Blackwell from Wisconsin. We all know what he can do on the court. Yeah. He is a shooting guard. But again, it's the money and how much he's going to want.
Yeah,
he's gonna get $2.5-3 million. Exactly. He's gonna go to Illinois or UCLA or USC or something like that.
Yeah. So I was kind of scrolling through and I saw his name. I'm like, wait a minute, that guy is super good. We know what he can do on the court, but again, getting him as a, like a
T. says we're not getting him. T. says we're not going to get him.
No.
He's down to UCLA, Duke, and Louisville. All the blue bloods.
Oh, by the way, that Shinarki guy, I cannot get his name right. He, he waited around on Iowa, and as soon as we got our guy, McKeever must have been, we got McKeever, and Duke contacted him. He hadn't visited or anything. Duke contacted him, and in 2 hours he had money to go to Duke. So that's so
insane.
Yeah. Okay. So wait a minute before we move on. Hink wants. He's got his projected lineup. I'm not sure I agree with that 100%, but we'll see. But he's got Combs, Sage, Koch, Thompson, and Cam. I don't know who we would take out to have Tyreek start, but I think Tyreek should start. Or is he going to play back? What in your opinion, guys? Does he play back up to Combs?
That's how practice goes.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to Ben, as I understand. Who's playing the best in practice?
Could be.
He's a favorite kind of guy. He's just an honest dude.
And then, of course, we got the 2 commits. The Ethan Harris kid, he's 6'9", from Washington, the state of Washington. And then, of course, Mr. Iowa, Jaden Kuhn from, where's he from? Storm Lake. Where's Ben from?
Storm Lake.
Storm Lake. You wanted him all along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way he plays.
I've only seen Ben McCollum coach 1 year in my life. So I'm not going to jump to conclusions whether he's just going to be loyal to the guys coming back, Howard, Combs, Sage, Koch, and Cam, and start them. I don't know. I haven't watched Ben coach. I just think it'll be very interesting with 12 good basketball players, or 11, whatever he's got.
He'll have, with the 10 coming back, the 2 he just got committed, and the 1 he's bringing in this year as a freshman. So he's got, that would give him 11 right now. But you already said that he's got 13 right now, or 12.
He's got 12 scholarship guys on the team, and then he's got his boy Peyton and that Jake Cook. That's the 14 guys he's got. I don't think the one scholarship guy, Matty Oney, is probably looking like a guy that's going to beat out Trey Thompson and people like that. And I don't know if Jurok, some people will say, well, I bet he redshirts Jurok next year. I don't know. You just don't know. But anyway, I
want to bring up something interesting here.
My point was, with all this kind of talent he's got, a lot of them the same size, I don't know how it'll work out. But Ben will figure it out, Yeah. He only goes in his coaching, all the years he's coached at Iowa, we went to the Elite Eight every year. So I'm happy.
Yeah. Dave 816, where this is throwback to the girls, and we talked briefly about her father last week. Would like to know if Jen is recruiting Peyton Starwalt from Oregon in the 27 class. If not, why? A scoring machine. She is a scoring machine. I hope Jen's recruiting her.
They are.
But nobody's really open about it right now, talking about it. And
how tall is she?
5'7".
I don't know, but she can score the 3. The 3. She's a 3-point scorer.
She put Iowa in her top 10.
Yeah.
She's a Caitlin Clark nut. I've seen it posted by experts that the Iowa basketball staff has told her dad to quit tagging them on everything. But so I don't know if it's all rosy there, like it appears on the internet, or not. So,
well, the one thing is the guy, I've read his stuff. He and I have talked behind the scenes. He's a very positive, upbeat guy. All he's doing is being proud of his daughter and showing the highlights of what she's doing, what she can do. And yes, he has tagged some of her favorite colleges that she wants to go to.
Is she a
wants to go
freshman or? Is she a freshman or?
Class of 27.
Class of 27, so she's a junior right now.
So how many times has she visited Iowa?
At this point, I don't know much. I would
It's
like
zero.
to ask her. I would like to ask her dad, if she has, and
It's a 0.
okay.
Mhm.
You're 2027. You should have visited at least twice by now.
Yeah, I don't know if what they perceive of her father, if that's scaring Jan off, because they already went through this with Addie Deal and her father.
And last year.
They went through it with all the, what has there been, like 5 different Jones girls, and there's another one coming.
Oh my God, is it?
Iowa won't even, aren't interested in them because of their,
Yeah. All right, Hink, I don't know. You got a couple of no's and zeros up there. If you could explain that, because sometimes I see this well after we pass the conversation. Let's Go Hawk wants to know what her ranking is. Does somebody want to look that up?
Recruiting ranking?
Yeah.
but
While he's doing that, Hink says he's got 14 right now.
What was her last name again? Peyton what?
Peyton Starwalt with the Star Walt.
Walt, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
She's from Oregon.
And if somebody's a superstar, have they been invited to like the USA basketball?
Mhm.
Like Amy Herrig's little girl, who's, I think she's is a freshman this year. Was in this year in high school. She goes to the under 17 USA baskall stuff too. That kind of tells you what scouts think of them.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
but anyway, this
but
girl
she
is an internet. She's an internet sensation, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I don't.
But she's
think,
also
I don't
can
think
hit the three. Any school would be lucky to have her to be able to hit threes, because we need, like you said, we need another 3-point shooter.
I follow evidence, and she hasn't visited Iowa.
Okay, I get it.
She's number 2 in Oregon, but I'm not finding a national recruiting ranking for her yet, so I'm not sure.
Number 2 in Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, while you're doing that, it says, Let's Go Hawk says, we saw how McCollum likes to play guys who he's had in the program for a few years. Well, I think, with the new guys and stuff, he feels comfortable because they understand his system, and they did prove to him when they got in the tournament that they could play with the big boys.
But historically, is that true that he just sticks with veterans? Because Bennett starred his first year for Ben, and Tate Sage was a true freshman this year and played a lot. And Koch never played for Ben before, and Tate and Koch, had pretty darn good NCAA tournaments. He didn't.
Yes, they did.
So I think Ben will play whoever plays the defense first and helps them win. Period. Would be my guess. I don't know.
She looks to be a top 50 player. We're not getting much more than that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's Go Hawk says, curious if she's actually that good or if her dad is just a good marketer for her. I think it's both. I know the deep 3-pointers are fun, but doesn't mean that she would be good overall player. And I get that. If she can't do anything else, play defense or anything like that, I don't know, because all we've seen with her on the highlight videos that are all over the internet is the fact that she can hit the 3. Haven't seen anything else.
By the way, the one reason you might not have seen any transfer portal stuff this week and this weekend for Iowa women is the coaches were all out at AAU. What do you call them? Tournaments, camps, whatever they are.
Yeah.
So Kyle wrote that on 3 when he was making fun of the guy that the sky was falling. We haven't had anybody commit in Iowa women's basketball for a week, and I said, yeah, in Tom Kakert's words, it's a long national nightmare like that. And then Kyle replied, said, yeah, Jan's plan is just to play with 8 players. And then he said, oh, by the way, all the coaches are at AAU events this week, so expect something next week. Now, Jeff Linder, who writes for the Gazette, says expect some news on 1 or 2 players very soon. So.
On the women. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Dave 816 says, nice to have Chit Chat and Danny in the backcourt on the being familiar with each other. I won't even try to say that anymore. Hank says, we thought Alvaro and Houston were going to start. I did think Houston was. I thought that was a lock. I was actually surprised when he didn't. And I don't know. He didn't become the player we thought he would. And I don't know if that's because, like a lot of players who get very few minutes, they want to get out there and prove themselves, so they're trying too hard. And I think, maybe that was it. But, he said he had fun playing at Iowa, and he's glad he was here no matter what. Okay. She has 0. Hink says, we're going to go back to Peyton real quick here. Hink says she has 0 visits to Iowa, class of 2027, and is on the clock for recruiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We took Soybert.
Right. He's a point guard.
Who's like isn't she 5'11"? Like a 6 foot? I was going to say she's sick. She's more of a Caitlin, big hands, tremendous passer. I've watched her on tape,
She's got a nice floater.
Yeah. By the way, another little tidbit. I don't know if you guys seen it, but Tate Sage, has a twin brother.
Yes, I heard about it.
Anyway, he signed with Belmont.
Nice.
I think he's good enough to play at Iowa, but he does not want to play with his brother. So, and then the other news this week was we had the big recruit from Wisconsin, Donovan Davis from Wisconsin, who would be a 2027 player. He's probably the top player in Wisconsin. I think he's like a 6'6" or 7 forward, small forward. He'll come down to Iowa State, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So,
Hank wants to know, Kelvin, how much cash up front does Iowa men have? Do you know any? Have you heard anything?
They're talking upwards of $12 million. I sent more money in a couple of weeks ago, so I'm sure that helped a lot.
You just wrote a check for a couple of million, did you?
My shirts.
I sent $150 million. No, it was $150. So that's all I can. That's all I wanted to send, and I targeted it at men's basketball because I think everybody should reward Ben for getting to the Elite Eight. It's beyond my wildest dreams this year.
Yeah, all of us were big.
You watch next year when the NCAA tournament rolls around, all of us are going to pick us to go to the Elite Eight.
On Iowa everywhere.
We're going to do it every year, So
Iowa everywhere. They were so tickled on the Elite Eight. They did an emergency instant reaction podcast, and I believe Calvin and I did too, if I remember right.
Yes, we did. And we just sat there and laughed. We were so happy. We were giggling and everything. Everybody thought we were drunk, I think. But
all right, Kyle. Ink got a question for you, and then before that, you can actually say what you want to say if you want to. But Kyle, what is your projected starting lineup for the men next year?
I definitely got to throw Cooper Koch in there. I like Sage, Combs because the kid can play. Maniau. Could throw Howard in. I mean, you got a lot of. I mean, it's Ben. He's gonna have it, the way he wants it. Would you start the 7-2 guy? He's got to play well in practice.
I don't think he's going to start him. I believe he won't.
No.
He's not. He wasn't a starter at St. Mary's, so he's not going to be a starter at Iowa.
No.
But he's going to have a role for it. But he's going to be a role player at Iowa. Okay.
And then
Rick, when you had your hand raised, I kind of want to know what you had.
Kyle had his hand up.
Yeah.
But if you were first, you go ahead.
No, I was pointing.
No. I meant Kyle. Did I say Rick?
Yeah.
Did I say Rick? I meant Kyle. But did you finish your starting lineup? I can't remember.
So Combs, Sage, Koch, Maniau, and Howard.
Okay. Howard, Rick's
Thompson
starting
in there.
lineup. Alrighty.
Might throw
Okay, Rick,
Thompson
I
in there
want you
too.
to be thinking about your starting lineup while he finishes his thoughts.
So Ben, Coach Mack's former college, which is Northwest Missouri State, their NIL opportunities are primary donor driven through collectives like the Bearcats Bleed Green Fund, which donation tiers reaching up to $12,000 for top tier supporters. So there's they have no, in Division II, it's not much at all.
Not at all.
I mean, not at all. So my guess is when Coach Mack went to those, championships, Final Fours in Division II, I could say that these guys stay loyal to their coach.
They did. Well, I can't.
I mean, the stats don't lie.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I think they're very loyal to McCollum anyway. These guys that played with him.
Yep.
They and you saw after our last game when we lost,
the tears, But
yeah. But anyway, before we go on to Rick, because Rick's going to give his starting lineup, let's go. Hawk says, I saw an interview with McCollum talking about the Sage brothers, and he had tried to get both of them to Drake.
But they refused to go to the same college. They're tired of each other.
Enough's enough.
Yeah, get me out of here.
I wonder how they decided which one was going to take the D1 offer and the other one was going to take a lower D1.
I'm better, so I'm taking the D1. Bye.
On the driveway, I dunked in your ass. I'm going.
I bet. I think I'm right on this. I bet Ben picked the one he wanted.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Okay. You're probably right. All righty. Okay, Rick, you're on the clock. You're on the clock, buddy. Yeah, Rick, you're on the clock.
So I would say Combs, probably the point. Coleman, probably the shooter. Koch at the 3 or the 4. Manyao, the 4 or the 5. But I'm not sure who the 5th player is going to be. I don't know. I mean, I really have. It could be
Sage.
Honestly,
did you say Sage?
No.
Okay, I say Sage.
Could be.
I think I like what you did there, but I think I like Sage in that.
He's good off the bench. I mean, I think he'd be off the bench. I'm still curious about because I'm not sure. I watched the big kid play. Okay, I watched a couple of games, some of his highlights and stuff. Actually, he can play. He can move his feet on defense. He can protect the rim. I think. Are we talking about first day starter or by the end of the year starters?
Oh, let's go with the first. Let's go with the first, and then
we'll
see. We'll see who's starting at the end of the year.
Who knows?
I mean, I think it's open. That 5th player is open. I think, honestly,
he might have some. He might have some guy that starts, and when you look at the box score at the end of the game, he played 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he didn't like the way the game started. He didn't like the way he played, like he did Alvaro in the Illinois game, and told him to sit his ass on the bench.
It ain't wrong.
Yeah.
He did the same thing to Sage. He did the same thing to my brain don't work, to Dean's favorite player, Howard.
Howard, yeah, Isaiah Howard, yeah.
Yeah, because Dean would say, how come my guy ain't playing this? Didn't play in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had an up and down year. He had some games he had a lot of minutes, other games he had no minutes. Yeah. Kelvin, do you want to project your starting 5 for next year, or you want to wait?
I know that Koch is going to start. He's just too good. I think Combs the best defensive player on the team. That he's going to start, but I have no idea. I think Ben's going to do a lot of baiting and switching. Have teams think these guys are going to play. We got a scout for this, and he said that Trey Thompson is averaging 49% from 3 in practice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my answer. I do not know.
So I think Hink is like you here. He says, I like the roster. This this next a bunch of different for a bunch of different lineups and stuff. So I think it'll be based on matchups, and you never know. Hink also feels like that we did a great job on roster retention. Yeah, when they made a big deal out of these 10 guys are coming back with that little post that they made, I thought, yeah, why not?
I just wish instead of giving Tavian another year, my greatest wish would be the NCAA hurry up and say, okay, everybody's got 5 years to play 5, and that way Bennett Sturts would be back next year.
Yeah.
I like that.
Speaking of Bennett, is he really a first-round player in the draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's not a lottery pick, but he's first round.
Right.
So he'd be mid to late first round.
I would say around 20th.
Okay.
I'd guess around 15th. I bet you he don't get. I know one thing: he ain't going to get by the Boston Celtics and Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens is a Ben McCollum guy, and boy, he'd fit in good with the Celtics.
That'd be about what?
We could have 2 Iowa guys playing for the Celtics. Yes, just like we had 2 guys at one time playing for the Chicago Bulls. You guys, out of trivia, do you remember what 2 Iowa guys played for the Bulls at the same time?
EJ and Bobby.
Yep. Bobby was only there 1 year, wasn't he?
Yep. Hit that 3 in the playoffs. And Jordan said, "Yes."
Yep.
Bobby was basically playing back up to Jordan, which is why he did get some minutes when Jordan decided he didn't want to play sometimes and wanted to sit out during this run. And I think one game Bobby talks about that they were playing so well on the floor, and Bobby figured he asked Michael as he ran by him, "You want to come back in?" He goes, "No, you're doing just fine."
Yep.
Bobby and Michael also said Bobby Hansen was the guy that practiced hard in practice like he did. Mm-hmm. And he really respected that, even though Bobby was getting a little longer in the tooth at the time. And I always pictured Bobby.
Longer in the what?
In the tooth.
What's that mean?
That means you're getting older.
Yes.
Oh.
You ever
Bobby
open
was
a
at the
horse,
end of his career, yeah.
You ever open a horse's mouth, they get wolf teeth from getting old. They keep growing. But Bobby always, I always thought he was the John Paxton on the Bulls, except he was taller and a better athlete than John Paxton ever was. Same type of shooter. Did any of you guys try to watch Wolitsko the other night?
I did not.
I did not. But when I saw the highlight film, I thought, who in the hell thought playing in the dark was a good idea? Were they trying to hide a lack of crowd or something?
It was stupidity.
Caused injuries.
It was really dumb. I tried to watch it with my eyes, but one thing you could tell was Wolitsko was a player. She played with a bunch of ball hogs that would not pass her the ball.
Yeah.
But she is a gazelle running up and down the court. She can shoot. She just rebounds everything. Great passer. So
okay.
I always mention Wolitsko every podcast so I can write it in my headline, and that way all the Wolitsko people will tune in and get us a few more views. So
there you go.
Boy.
Yeah, there you go.
There we
go. All right, Hink says Bennett is going to the draft. Of course, we know that. Passing up the pay in decrease at Iowa.
Yep.
I mean, he's actually going to get more money than the
well, he took the pay cut last year to come to Iowa. I figured he loves playing it. I think he'd love to have another year at Iowa, but the NCAA ain't going to make that decision until in any order.
Yeah. I hate to change the subject, but Hink wants to change the subject real quick. On to football question for Kelvin. First is Tony Diaz out? I think he's hurt, but not serious enough. He'll be back for the June. I don't want to answer that for Kelvin. Kelvin can do it.
He's out about 6 weeks with a broken collarbone.
Is that what it is? 6 collarbone. Okay, so we finally know what the injury is.
Yeah. And Diaz.
Second, who's going to start at QB this fall?
Diaz is back. he'd had a hamstring tweak, and I guess Diaz is looking really good in practice. The other transfer wide receiver.
Wait a minute. So Diaz doesn't have the broken collarbone. Who does?
I said Diaz. The other transfer guy is Evans. I'm sorry. He had tweaked his hamstring, and he's back now and looking good. Diaz broke his collarbone.
Okay.
Hey, perfect timing because Hank just wanted to know. Okay. And he also wants to know from you who is going to start at QB this fall.
We'll let Kurt tell you that.
My favorite, like I've said, is Heklinski because of his quick release, and he can get out of the pocket and extend plays the best, probably. I think Sullivan's the best combination runner and passer, but I think it'll probably, and Fitzgerald, the players that are interviewed actually say Fitzgerald is not behind Sullivan. There you go. But anyway, but I don't know who it's going to be. I would predict that the competition will go into the fall, and probably a couple weeks before the season, they'll kind of say, "Oh, we kind of think one's ahead of the other one," and give him the game, some extra game prep for the first game. But you might have a different starter the fifth game than you did the first game. If it's Hank, they could decide, "Oh, we think Heklinski's better." If Heklinski goes in there and throws 3 interceptions in a game and we lose to Iowa State, Hank Brown might be in. But I have I don't know. I just don't know.
There was an interview.
I think our quarterback position is in the best position it's been since Nate Stanley was here. And I think when Nate Stanley was a junior or senior, we're probably deeper at quarterback now. I think we got 4 decent quarterbacks there.
Oh, 100%.
But I don't know.
Okay, we'll bring up Hank's last statement here in a minute, but I got a couple things I wanted to say first. As far as Heklinski goes, you guys see the interview that we posted this week that he had, was it Friday or Thursday?
Yeah.
That he they asked him, "What are the coaches telling you need to work on?" And he says, "No, not so many turnovers." And I go like, that's kind of a dumb moment, It's like, yeah, of course coaches want you to cut down on turnovers. So do the fans.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's got a solid arm, but it's hard to fit those passes in those very tight windows. But again, he's a risk taker, and he's like, screw it, I'm just gonna, do what I got to do to win,
Yeah. I just think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Okay. Hink says, if we lose to Iowa State, cancel the whole season. Okay. Boy says probably Heck, but Sullivan's the best pure passer. Okay. Hink says, I think Fitzgerald could beat Iowa State. Cancel. Toll House 58. Hey, yeah, there's a new person. Welcome, Toll House. I think Bessinger is going to be the best of all of them once he comes in.
I like your cookies, Toll House.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. Think says, I think Fitzgerald could beat Iowa State. He repeated himself. Okay. Toll House says he's got raw talent, but he needs to learn the system.
Oh, 100%.
Is we talking about Fitzgerald or Bessinger?
Bessinger, probably.
Bessinger.
Yeah.
That's the kid from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from
Idaho,
Utah, right?
Utah. Yeah, played at Boise State. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, before we finish more football questions, and I know football is going to be a hot topic now, with the open practice coming up this next weekend. By the way, I'm going to be in Los Angeles from Thursday through Sunday morning. We'll still do a podcast. Hink says that he's a decommit from Boise State.
Boise State.
Yeah.
Boise State, yeah.
Yeah. Tohal said Messenger's who he's talking about. Okay, that's who I was talking about. I just wish he could have come for spring ball. Yeah, he didn't want to. I think he's playing baseball.
He's a great basketball player. They wanted to win he's an all-state basketball player and off guard like Kyle McCann was at Iowa Falls. Kyle McCann could have played college basketball as an off guard, but they wanted to win the state championship again. He was not going to early enroll, so he may play baseball too. I don't know. But
I was thinking it was because of baseball because basketball season's over.
most states don't play summer baseball like Iowa does, though.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
Iowa's one of the only states that play.
I know
softball in the summer.
I know Rick wanted to ask a bunch of football questions too, but
yeah, we're gonna get that out. Yeah, I'm saving that for you, Rick. Okay.
I didn't want your legs to start jumping, Dean. You know?
Okay. He says, is the other two guys coming back for football or did they retire from the show? Jason, I don't know yet. I think he would like to come back for football. Paul's definitely coming back. He's got surgery coming up, and once he can talk again, he wants to come back. He's just chomping at the bit to get back on the show. He's got a lot to say. So, yes, at least one of them's coming back, and I think Jason wants to come back when football starts. We'll see. I know that you guys all like Jason and Paul, so we'll see how it goes. It could be an interesting with 6 guys on the show.
And plus you want to have guests all the time. So
yeah, I do
I'll
want to
tell you
have
this
guests.
though, I will be busy during the summer with, of course, myself getting married. My daughter playing town softball up in Durant, and then myself and another person doing the Minneapolis High School softball and baseball schedule. So my summer is going to be pretty busy. So those guys that want to come back, they are more than welcome.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. We all frozen?
I'm not.
Since my stuff's going to be very busy, so
I can hear all you guys.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rick, you want to fire some questions out about football?
Well, I have some questions for Kelvin about the special team to start with.
Okay.
I mean, you lost your coach, your place kicker, your kicker, your punter, your return man. What's the biggest loss you think? First off,
The biggest loss would be Wet Jet. You know, I didn't think our special teams were that great last year.
I agree.
We went game after game after game where in every game the special team screwed up somewhere. You know, like missing a field goal, letting a punt get blocked, letting a kick get blocked.
An opponent.
You know, even Wet Jet said the Iowa State game was the worst game of his career. I said that after the game, and people jumped all over me. What are you talking about?
No,
he's an all-American.
No, I agree with Calvin.
What did he do? What did he do wrong? You know, he didn't do anything right in that game, and I'm glad he said it.
He fell down the interception.
Obviously, the greatest returner in the history of Iowa. He's better than Tim Dwight when you combine kickoff and punt returns. There's never been anybody like that. DeJean was probably better at punt returns than him, but DeJean never really did anything as far as a kickoff return. You know, he's the hardest one to replace. It looks like Lutmer's going to take his place from what I hear. And kickoff return is, you know, you need somebody that can turn the jet on, more of a straight line returner when you're a kickoff return. I'm sure they got guys that can do that. I know they mentioned Jackson Nave and Brevin Dahl, everything. I don't think our special teams will be worse than last year because we didn't have a very good year.
We didn't have a good special teams last year.
Spelt and the special teams coach has been there for years.
Yeah, as a backup assistant.
And Boudmeier's the one that, not Boudmeier, but Coach Wallace is the one that kind of taught LeVar Woods how to be a special teams coach.
Okay.
And installed the punt coverage from Valdosta State. He's still there. I'm sure everybody's going to throw in. We got so many good coaches there. I don't think it'll be Ike Spelks he's our only long snapper right now, and I guess he's doing real good. He was a freshman last year, I think, and I'm not too worried. You know, our Aussie punter was just okay last year. Maybe the Aussie punter or the other guy will be better. I don't know. But
they were saying that the Aussie punter is really booming him in practice when the media got to watch him. Kyle,
yes.
I'm pretty sure you can see this. Kyle, was there a punter from Minneapolis that is now at Georgia or went to
yes.
Georgia?
As of right now, I think he is the number one punter on the depth chart for the University of Georgia.
Nice.
Because again, he got in a couple games, as we all saw the playoff against Michigan. He got roughing the punter a couple times. So, and then my fiance and we talked to his mom a couple weeks after the playoff, and he said he got a little scared the first time, but he goes, well, it's just football. He goes, I just, on to the next play. And he's a very, just very down to earth kid. And I hope he plays for Georgia and starts. So I'm hoping to watch a couple of his games, and I'll have to keep
I got a
updating
question
him
for you.
guys. So
he was a freshman this year.
This past season, yeah.
He was in the same recruiting class as Cam Buffington, so he'd be a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my question for you is, if he's good enough for Georgia, why didn't Iowa recruit him?
He said we asked his mom that, and he wants to make it in the NFL. He goes, I liked Iowa, but he goes, I talked to him. Just I don't know if he visited him, but he said I want to. He wants to get to the NFL.
Well, Tory Taylor made it.
Right. I don't know. He said it's a big program, and
the truth of the matter is that Iowa recruited people over top of him.
Yeah. And he said Kirby just
they
liked the way
they can give guys from Australia,
Yeah. So. Yeah. And Kirby really liked the way he was how he punted and the way he just controlled himself on and off the field. And that's why he committed to Georgia.
Okay. All right. Tollhouse says, I'll be interested to see if Tory Taylor makes the Iowa Ring of Honor. Does he make it, guys?
Yeah.
I think he was just a one-time All-American. I think he was just he won't make it because he only was All-American once.
Yeah.
Nick wants to know.
The punter from San Diego State and then the punter from Michigan State, always beat him out for All-American.
Okay. Hink says, did you ask his mom why he didn't come to Iowa?
Well, he wanted to play for a bigger school and get noticed. And of course, Georgia was in the college football playoff, and he was on TV. His number is number 90. So you can watch highlights of him getting crunched by the Michigan special teams, but I'm just saying that's,
Did you see what he averaged per punt when he did get punt?
I did not.
What is his name?
Drew Miller.
Can you look it up, Rick? Drew Miller.
Look it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hink says that was a horrible answer from him.
I'm just saying that's just what
I think he meant from the kicker, the punter.
Oh, I mean, he's not.
I don't think he meant it. I don't think he was taking a dig at you.
I hope not. I'm like, well, he's just Drew's a very nice kid to talk to, and just very laid back. Kind of just goes with the flow. And
I'm gonna go with Hink's question first or comment, and then I'm going back to Boys. Hink just verified it was the punter he was referring to.
Right.
Okay.
But when Kirby Smart kind of comes in and offers you, whatever he offered Drew, I mean, could be the money too. But again, I don't think Drew is that kind of a person to just take the money and run. And he kind of knew Coach Smart really wanted him. So
yeah. Well, here's an interesting take. Hink probably taking a dig at our offense, but he says, I would take my chances at Iowa to make the NFL rather than Georgia. Iowa punts the ball. So are we saying Georgia doesn't punt the ball because they're always scoring?
He's right.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with Tink. I agree.
Toll House says, I live in Tampa. Just the thought that Iowa basketball and football should play their games in Tampa. They're undefeated here since December.
I mean, you got to really think about it.
I love it.
He's not wrong because Iowa's got a really good record playing in the month of December and January in the state of Florida. So
okay, all right, okay. Now, Rick was looking up some stats on Miller.
Yeah, Drew Miller.
Kyle.
No, you said you would.
You said you're going to do it, though.
Oh, right. I thought you said I don't care. It don't matter.
Yeah. Did you have another question, Rick? Or
yes, I do.
While he's looking that up, ask your other questions. Yeah.
All right. So, a lot of people think Iowa is, known for their punters. They're really not. I was looking at the stats over the last decade or so, 2015, and the vast majority of Iowa punters by year average between ranked 72nd in the nation and 123rd.
They struggled. They struggled for a while there with punters, and Hayden really struggled after Reggie Roby. It was god awful for a long time. Nobody can keep up with
Roger Roby's 50 yards a game.
Yeah, but we wanted somebody that would average 42, and we never really. He had a decent punter right after Reggie. Even went to having Marv Cook punt, and Marv was averaging 36 yards a punt, but they never had a good punter until Gallery's brother came, Nick Gallery. And I think Nick might have punted in the NFL. And then Kirk had some good punters early on in his tenure at Iowa, like wasn't one of them named Donahue. And then they had a downtime there for a while until they got that Aussie punter named Step Dalton from Arizona State. I think he might only punted 1 year, but he's the one that started the Aussie punters. He told LeVar, "Hey, go get Tory Taylor," and that's why Tory Taylor come, because Step Dalton, I think his last. He had a hyphenated last name.
Right. Dalton, you're right.
Yeah, I remember him. Hink says from 2016 to 2019, it was pathetic for punters at Iowa. I think we're more known for our field goal kickers.
Right.
Kyle Schlicker, and I can't remember who was for before him.
We had Hayden started out with the worst field goal kicker in the history of mankind, Reggie Roby.
Yeah, and didn't realize he was better off as punter.
You have no idea how bad he was.
And then he had Lon Olenzak as the other place kicker, who was better, but
he broke his leg.
Unreliable. And then he got true freshman Tom Nickel, and that turned it around for 4 straight years. And then Rob Houtland came in for 3 or 4 straight years. And we've been okay at kicker, I think, about every year since,
Yeah. The core kid was great until he broke his leg. I assume that's Olenzak.
Well, he wasn't a great kicker, but he was better than Reggie Roby. They were both straight on kickers, and they wore this funny kick. Lon Olenzak had put on this kicking shoe that had a toe that went up in the air, if I remember right. And he was not a great kicker, but he was way better than Reggie Roby as far as a kicker.
Okay. Hink says Dakin was not good. I have to ask Rick one question. Rick, I didn't understand what you're trying to tell me.
Kyle has his hand up.
Oh, got it. Go for it. You were pointing the wrong way. You meant to point the other way. No, that's the wrong way. He's the other way.
Hey, go ahead, Kyle.
That way?
Apparently, we can't memorize some directions. But anyway, to answer Tink's question, in 24, Drew punted 4 times, average of 39.8 yards in the Sugar Bowl against Notre Dame. Recorded the long punt of 48 yards in the college football quarterfinal while making his collegiate debut. So that was his first kicks was during the 24-25 season in the college football playoff. In the 25 season, he punted 6 times for an average of 48 yards. In the season opener against Marshall, he had with 3 out of the 6 punts surpassing 50 yards. Recorded a career high long of 54 yards against Marshall Hurd. So the kid has some playing time because he got that playing time when that Georgia kicker either injured his knee or had knee surgery. So he stepped in and did it. So I'm hoping he starts for Georgia. He is number 90.
I understand that. He's hometown boy. Hey, Dave, I'm going to come back to your Star Walk question here in a minute, but I want to bring this up because another Waterloo boy, he goes, I played football in Waterloo against Reggie Roby in baseball. He was an awesome athlete, far superior to any of us. And I watched him because I'm from Waterloo, and I watched him kick a lot of balls while in Waterloo. So I'm going to guess, Toll House, you're about my age or close to it. Like it says, maybe the 58 means you're born in 1958. So that could be.
He's a great baseball player and a hell of a tight end.
What year was he? May I ask?
70 whatever through 80.
I'd say 78. May have got out of high school, maybe. He was National Kicker of the Year in high school and just.
Oh wow!
Did he show up? Did he show up the first year of Hayden Fryer? Was he on Cummings' last team?
Oh, he was. Hayden's the one that persuaded him to come to Iowa, not Bob Cummings.
Okay. Maybe Bob Cummings should have. Maybe he would have still been coach. I'm just lying. I'm lying. Okay. Toll House, what I want to really ask you is, since we're both from Waterloo, what high school did you go to by chance? Alrighty. I want to go back to Dave's question real quick. I know that we're all over the place now, but as long as people keep asking, we're going to keep doing it. Starwalt, I believe, is only 5'7", but yes, she's a good shooter. And an excellent passer and patterns her game after Caitlin. It looks good on video. I would say yes. I want Iowa to get her, okay? I'm all for her going to Iowa, just in case I want to be on the record. Boy says Jason Baker, 4-year starter for Coach Fry, recruited from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
He was a great punter. Coach punted in the NFL, I think.
Yeah, cool. Toll House says, I still remember the first time I got in the batter box against him. So I'm guessing he was a pitcher. Broke the window at Sloan Wallace. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I remember Sloan Wallace. It's no longer there. Nope. Last question for Dean. One. Do you like from the Hawkeye of the Storm podcast? I watch him. I don't always agree with his opinions, but he's very professional, and I do listen to him, and I have watched him, and especially on his short videos. And I like it when he gets challenged by Mark Rogers when he does the show with Mark Rogers. But yeah, I've actually tried to talk to him on Messenger a couple times to see, to get some advice from him and stuff, and he's never answered me back. So I kind of like, okay, maybe I don't want to like him, but honestly, his show's good. Toll House says that he went to Waterloo Central and we lost every game we played. Hey, do you remember a guy by the name of Steve Schmitz? He would have been on the football team at Waterloo Central about the same time you were. Okay, Okay, yes, Reggie Roby was a pitcher. He threw harder than any high school kid I ever remember. I was a catcher. Did East win all their baseball games with him pitching? He says that Roby was the class of 78 and he was the class of 77, which would put him my brother's age. My brother was the class of 77, who also spent a year at East. Okay. I'm looking to see if there's anything else I want to put up here. I do my best to try to get all your comments up here. I really do. You guys are part of this show. You guys make this show work. Okay. All right. Rick, any more questions that you want to throw out?
Yeah. So back to the punter. Who are Iowa's punters this year? Who's going to have the job?
Oh, I think the Aussie will.
Either Philippot, the Simpson guy, or the Aussie guy. And the way it looked the other day, I think maybe the Aussie guy. I think they said he kicked 7 out of 8 in the coffin corner out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. So that'll get you the job.
Okay.
You know?
So,
but they got 2, Philippot from Simpson, who's supposed to be a decent punter, and this kid from Australia that's very young and they thought would be very, need a lot of polishing, but I guess he ain't. He kicks an interesting punt that spins sideways also, which I've never seen a punter do that.
Oh,
interesting. So
like the ball spinning on your finger. I don't know how he does that, but anyway.
So is Iowa going to miss last year's punter?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, I don't really think our Aussie punter was that great last year.
He's about 40 yards a kick or punt.
Yeah, but I think we were used to with Torrey Taylor. I think we were used to 48, 49. And I had predicted on a hot take when I was predicting the season that he would end his first year with 50 yards a kick. And that didn't come close. But I'm kind of biased because I ended up liking the guy after I was on the Hawkeyes podcast, and I got to personally interview him there on that podcast. What a likable guy, a fun guy to talk to. And then just to have him, leave us, but it's fine. Him and Woods were off to the sunset together, and I'm glad we don't play Michigan State this year, but and hopefully we only have to play him every 2 or 3 years after this, after playing him 3 years in a row.
And that was Dakin's second year.
Yep.
So for field goals and extra points, does Iowa still have the same snapper?
Yeah, Speltz. I said I think he's a redshirt. What?
The no lace snapper?
I don't know anything about that.
Roger Kluver his name's Tyler Kluver, the guy from Walk-Ons. He was talking around that. The guy for the long snapper did not use the laces, and that's why Drew Stevens missed many kicks. Because the laces was in a long position when he got to the ball.
I don't think Drew Stevens missed that many kicks.
But Speltz wasn't the snapper last year. It was Worrell, the transfer from Arizona State.
So is he still there? That guy's still there?
No. We got Speltz.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Speltz
so I don't think it's a snapper.
He's a redshirt sophomore. Mm-hmm. He's our snapper. The other, right now they got Michael Burt, backup tight end, snapping, and because that's the only other snapper they got right now. I guess LeVar Woods does a little bit, but the other snapper is in high school yet, and he won't enroll until this. He'll be up here in 1st of June, and they'll see how he snaps. Way before all summer they can watch him snap. But
okay, the person I want to say is probably at fault for not getting the laces right is the person who receives the ball from the snapper. He's supposed to get it down and get it in the right position.
Right, I know that. However, Kluver was saying it was the snapper's responsibility because he's open the laces. It was coming the wrong way.
We had the same holder the last 2 years.
Yeah, but Drew Stevens also struggled the year before.
Tory Taylor was our holder, and then they've been using the backup punter, and it was the backup punter. I can't remember his name, from Wisconsin. That was our holder the last 2 years. But anyway.
Okay. Boy says I own the show. Okay.
Okay.
Make sure you pay us all. We're all looking for a good paycheck.
Yeah, I don't know if Philipot or the Aussie punter have been holding in practice, but I know that last fall in the bowl prep, the backup holder was Fitzgerald's boy. Yeah. And that'd be cool if you finally had a quarterback holding where you could actually fake and throw a pass or something.
Yeah. So, but didn't they used to use the backup quarterback as a holder? I always thought they did.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden always had the second team quarterback, usually Mark Vlasic and not Chuck Hartley, but Jim Hartley, would hold.
Oh yeah. Tollhouse said the same thing. He said back in my day they always used the backup quarterback to hold. And I agree with him. You don't see that much anymore. Are they afraid of hurting the backup quarterback?
Maybe, but I think they wanted to get somebody that's good at it, probably. But I remember when I was a kid, the starting quarterback in the NFL always held. Lenny Dawson did, Johnny Unitas. They all got down there, Bart Starr, and held for the kicker,
Well, just think it. Kyle, I'm going to get to you in just a second, but let me make this comment on that.
No, you're good.
Since the Division I schools have to be down to 105 players all the time now instead of unlimited numbers, maybe that's a way to eliminate those positions by using the backup quarterbacks or the starting quarterbacks and stuff like that. But anyway, Kyle, go ahead.
My thing with having the backup quarterback catching the ball for the place kicker to kick like extra points is you don't see him going for 2-point conversions that much, because you got to think about, okay, what's the score in the game? How much time is left? Do we really need to go for 2? I think it all depends on the situations, and you got to think about this. Ferentz hasn't done that in how many years? And I don't think I could probably count on my both hands of less times he's done it, right? Is anybody
Ferentz used to do more fake field goals and shit than about any coach in the country. And then, like the last time, was Ohio State when Kluver caught that pass. But they LeVar Woods explained it last year. They asked him, and Corey Kluver explained it to Corey Breda. By the way, they went to high school together, Kluver and Breda, at Marshalltown. But anyway, Breda says, how come we don't try them anymore? I'm trying to imitate him in his irritating voice. Why don't we try it anymore? And Kluver says, well, I'll tell you, because the next year after that, every team was looking for it. Yeah. And we can tell when we go up to the line of scrimmage, we had fake field goals, fake punts called, and you come up to the line of scrimmage and you see if the defense
right coverage,
whether they're giving away what they're thinking. And when a guy's standing over there on the other side and saying, watch out for the fake, then they call the play off and just go ahead and kick it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, I got a question for you. You said Kluver and Breda are both from Marshalltown?
They are.
They went to school together.
What year would they have been at high school?
I
lived in Marshalltown until 2005.
Kluver played at Iowa from 2013 till 18.
Okay, so I was probably out of Marshalltown when they went to high school. I was just thinking because I used to go to.
They weren't friends in high school or anything, but they knew of each other.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking that I went to all the Marshalltown high school football games, on Friday nights and stuff, home games, and so.
Rick,
I lived there, but obviously Kluber wasn't playing at that time.
And Corey Breda would never get near a football field. He looks like he'd break in half if you punched him. So.
Hey, Breda's a good guy.
Whatever. But he isn't built like a football player. He's built like something you'd stick in a Q-tip or something.
I just wish he'd give me the time of day. Although he does, when I'm watching his podcast, he does post my comments a lot on top. So that's good. Out of all the thousands of comments he gets, I feel good when he actually posts one of mine. Okay, Toll says, I'm guessing that the kickers have gotten so good that they don't consider fakes so much anymore. I was just going to, while you're bringing up the Ohio State game, I was thinking of another Ohio State game. I can't think of who our field goal kicker was.
Nate Kading.
That took the ball, and we could have beat Ohio State, but he got caught before he could get to the end zone. Do you remember that one? It's against Ohio State. Probably back around 2003, 2002, somewhere in there.
Nate Kading scored a touchdown on a fake field goal against Ohio State, where the holder just flipped it over his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
And Kading, who was a really good soccer player and could really run, he ran around for a touchdown. The only fake I remember getting caught at Ohio State was when Torrey Taylor decided to run it on his own and got murdered.
Toll says, we're not going to talk Bobcat football, are we? He's laughing. I'm going to guess that back in the day, Central probably played Marshalltown, Fort Dodge, and Mason City and all those schools, because those were pretty much the schools that they all played. I went to Columbus, and we played the Cedar Falls, East and West and Central, but other than that, we played teams like Waverly, Dowling, Wallart. And it's probably why we got our butts kicked every year until we finally started doing a district thingy, and finally got to start winning some football games when we played lesser teams and quit playing the local Waterloo teams. But anyway, go ahead, Kyle.
If we're going to stay on the football subject, I have to get going here and get ready for bed. But Calvin and I are hopefully going to go to the Iowa Spring game, and hopefully Rick can join us on Saturday. For those out there, it starts at 10:45. The practice starts at 10:45. So,
guys, I want you to take some video notes, and when you come on the podcast next Sunday night, give us a good report from the game, the practice. What you see.
The gates open a little over an hour before practice. So
I'm going to try and be up where Calvin is by a little over 8:30, 8:45 in the morning, so we can get to Iowa City at a reasonable time. So
yeah, we'll see if that works out or not. But
I hope so. I hope it will.
Okay. Cole House has to also get going, but he has one question he's dying to know. He goes, I'm dying to know who was the better athlete, Tavian Banks. I have to get going and get ready for the football player, or Tavian Banks, the recent basketball player.
I have my answer.
I have mine too. I'm going to go with the football player.
Yep. Tavian Banks from Bettendorf, Iowa. Probably one of the fastest
Quad Cities, man, all the way.
I got to see him play. I was like, wow, this kid is fast. Couple cuts, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Just a small guy. He wasn't really a big guy. But, man, a couple cuts, he was gone.
He was.
He was gone.
Yeah. Tollhouse says he played against the football player. He could have played pro soccer.
That's cool.
Oh,
he was a first team Parade All-American soccer player and first team All-American football player. Mm-hmm. And he ran track until he was about 16, and he won the national 100-meter track championship.
Yeah. Also. Kyle, what do you guys feed those athletes in the Quad Cities? I mean, but remember Roger Craig, who didn't go to Iowa? He went to Nebraska.
Finally, Roger Craig finally got the Hall of Fame notch. So congrats to Roger Craig. You got to think of, in Iowa, what do you feed them? corn.
Yes.
You got beef, you got pork,
Mm-hmm.
They're Iowa boys.
Tavian was from Rock Island, but he just transferred over to Bettendorf for better athletic programs for high school. So.
He was fast.
Did Illinois combine all their small town schools like Iowa did and have like 4 or 5 schools combined and then just call off letters like LGBF?
They just have names for them. There's Mercer County and some of these small towns just go by their one small town name, but there's also neighboring towns that come in.
Exactly.
Like to Orion or something.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, Toll House says my dad begged us to go to Columbus, by the way. Toll House, I begged my dad to go to Central. So, but I ended up at Columbus and I'm glad I did. And it was a good experience. Okay.
But
Rick's the most patient man in the world.
Rick, any more questions for us, buddy? I know he throws the questions out there and then we just keep rambling.
He wanted to talk. He wanted to ask about defense. He wanted to ask about.
Well, you guys can do that, but I want to thank everybody for having me on tonight. And Calvin, we'll keep in touch. And I want to say go Hawks. So.
Yeah, I hope I feel a lot better next Saturday than I did today. So.
Yeah, just keep me posted.
Yep.
Okay.
Guys, fire away.
Fire away. All righty.
See ya.
Yep.
By the way, right now it looks like Ozick will probably be your place kicker. He might be ahead.
That's why I was going to go to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
other ahead of the Bettendorf kid, who's really good too. I think they got two good place pickers, but Ozick was an All-American last year up there at the Dakota school he came from.
Yeah. Toll House says we probably know the former K-State coach. Well, we do. He used to be at Iowa, and he took that program from obscurity to.
I didn't know if he was talking about. I didn't know if he was talking about Kleiman or who he was talking about at first, but.
Well, is Kleiman a former coach at K-State now?
Yeah, for a long time.
When did he leave K-State?
He just retired. He just retired.
Okay.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
But wasn't he from the Waterloo area?
Okay.
From Columbus.
Yes. Yeah, he's talking about Kleiman then because he was from Columbus and then went to UNI and then ended up at K-State after he went to North Dakota State. I was always impressed with him as a coach. I really was.
I think Bill Snyder was from out in California where you're from, Dean.
Yeah. It took me a minute to realize that he was talking about, so I appreciate that. Well, something else I was going to bring up, and I forgot what it was, guys. Oh my gosh.
Probably that Rick has another question.
Yeah, well, we know Rick's got more questions. Rick, fire away.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on from special teams for now. Defense. So the guy from Villanova, the cornerback or safety, I guess. What is he?
Is that Hawkins?
Yeah, 6'3". Is that right?
Yeah.
And he can jump, and he can hawk the ball.
He sure looks good in the uniform.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the one the other day. He's the one the other day. He's number 5, and he has pants with no. They're cut off short, and he has no knee pads in. But anyway, he was the one that Vanderzee made this great diving catch. And there was number 5 jumping up in the air afterwards, like shit, I got beat. But what about him?
I'm just curious how their defensive back's going to be next year because you're losing them a few players.
They sure got a lot of them.
I know, but who's going to?
I think they're going to be really. I think they're going to be really good.
That's what I'm curious about.
The quarterbacks say they can't complete a pass anywhere near Lutmer because he thinks he knows the plays before they ever run them.
Yeah.
I do know this. And all the video that's being sent out, there's a lot of interceptions to those guys.
Yeah, and I see Lutmer making them. And then the other interceptions are mostly linebackers over the middle. Like DeLong will make one, or Cam Buffington has made numerous one. But number 11, Wallace is playing real good at cornerback. And, of course, Jalen Watson. They complete some passes on him, but hell, he's right on them. Like miraculous, incredible catches. I don't think we have to worry. I'm not worried about defensive back. I'm kind of worried about who's going to be that safety where Schulte was, that makes all the calls and is supposed to never make a mistake. Can you plug in like a Tyler Brown who's brand new? Does he know the defense inside and out and can play that position? And they moved Nwampa there last year, and he just was not Schulte. A lot better athlete than Schulte, but just was not in the right place all the time at the right time.
Okay. So then you're talking about linebackers there. Who are the linebackers this year? I mean, I know you got Sherrard's gosh. Is it Shire or Sherrard?
It's Shire.
Shire, okay. He's gone. So who's replacing him now? At the middle, right?
Shire played one of the middle linebackers. Right now, Montgomery, it looks like up the middle, the three guys that are getting most of the reps are Montgomery, who's always in the right place at the right time. He ain't the biggest guy. He ain't the fastest guy, but he's always – and Wallace likes a guy that does everything right. And, of course, Cam Buffington, budding superstar, it looks like. He's a big guy that runs a 4.48 40 and picks passes off, and when he tackles you, you feel it for a week, And then the other guy's this walk-on D Long that keeps showing up, number 31. He's the one that's from Durant, Iowa, that keeps showing up in every tape. And then the third linebacker position, pretty sure that Van Kekerik's, is kind of the number 23. That they call that Leo, don't they? Backer position.
Is Leo the mic and the Will?
Yeah, Leo's the one that don't play as much because the cash position is on the field 70% of the time, right? I would be guessing that Lutmer might stay in that cash position, but
okay,
I'm not sure. Godfrey might be there. Godfrey might be back at safety. Phil's just, like Lutmer says, he's practicing at every position.
Well, I was going to say, his best teams are almost always good athletes. They're kind of versatile across the board. It seems
and this year, it seems like Phil is practicing other than he's practicing about everybody at safety, cash, and corner.
Okay, good.
I think he wants them to be able to do all of them, and by the time season starts, he'll kind of have it.
Who's the best?
Settled.
Okay.
I think it's the deepest. I think it's the deepest secondary he's ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
So, will Cody Haddad, will he make the cut for starter?
For a starter?
Yeah.
I don't know. I doubt it, but I haven't been there. I don't know.
Garland Jones is another DB.
Machello Viti was with the one. He's a true freshman. He was with the ones the other day when the media seen him. But I don't know if Phil was just kind of screwing with the media. I can't believe a kid is that good that he's got him with the first unit. He'd be a cat. He's kind of a natural cash. Machello Viti from Michigan.
What about Jalen Watson? He's a junior now.
I think he'll start. I think him and Deshaun Lee, you can just pencil them in as the cornerbacks probably. But
okay, as far as linebackers, did you talk about Julian Manson? What are his chances? He's a freshman this year.
I would presume that he's got to learn the defense. He's a middle linebacker.
Okay.
I would think that he has to learn the defense for a year or two.
And we got sophomore. I misread that. Rashid Godfrey at DB.
Yeah, he's number 7. He's the guy that knocked the Nebraska quarterback's guts out twice.
Then force the fumble.
Yeah.
What?
Then force the fumble down by the goal line.
Both times, I think he knocked the ball loose. The one time, I think he just stopped him on 4th down, but the referees gave it to him on 4th down.
Yeah, I thought
when
it was
they
short.
shouldn't have. It was short.
Does Deshaun Lee have?
But Godfrey's practicing at all 3 positions: safety, cash, and corner.
Okay. Does Deshaun Lee have one starting position wrapped up already?
I'm sure he does.
Okay. All right. We got Brooke Gotcher at linebacker, redshirt freshman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got Jacob Wallace, a redshirt freshman at DB.
Mm-hmm. Gotcher is the fastest linebacker at 4.44.
Okay.
Then the other linebacker in his class, they'd be redshirt freshman's Carson Cooney, who's bigger than Goucher, just a tick slower. But they're all these linebackers we're mentioning are all 4 stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Billy Wavada.
Wivolda from Georgia.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's another freshman, has learned the defense.
Mm-hmm. Defensive end, does Drew Campbell make the cut, or is Epineza gonna be the guy this year and Campbell's gonna be sitting behind him?
I think they might rotate them too. The coaches really love Drew Campbell. He didn't practice most of last year with 2 shoulder surgeries. Of course, he's Jack's brother, number 13. But he finally got to practice in November, and right away he looked. The coaches liked him, and he had a great bowl prep. And I see him in highlights, number 13. Hustling his rear end off.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of our linebackers are either freshmen or redshirt freshmen. And DBs, a lot of DBs that way too.
It's our whole roster. That's why we only have like 9 seniors, and then you add in. We know Lutmer, Pieper, and Lauk are going to the NFL after this year, and Vanami probably. So that'll give us a recruiting class of like 15 kids or something.
Yeah, we know Buffington will play linebacker this year. Okay.
Very small recruiting class this year.
Yeah. Let's turn our focus to Toll House has this question, and I think it's a fair statement question. He says, I heard on shows so much disappointment in hiring Jay Norvell. I know Jay. We were both in Reno. He's an excellent coach who has a very good reputation with high school coaches in California. I did question why we hired Jay Norvell as a running backs coach, but after watching his interview last week, I would say, yeah, he's a good choice. Kirk did well. I like what he had to say. I like how comfortable he was talking to the media and everything.
Imagine that, Kirk hiring a good coach. Breda, when Norvell was hired, he come out and he was all against it. And I thought, what's he done? He goes, what has he done? Why? He's just a buddy of Kirk's. That's the only reason he's and he didn't even hardly know Kirk. Kirk was there as a coach when he played, his last four years at Iowa, but then Jay Norvell left Iowa City and never came back. He didn't come back and visit Kirk or anything. So I just told Breda, I said, hell, he has a great resume. And Breda hadn't looked at his resume yet. Like, don't comment until you do some resume thing. He was an OC at several places,
Yeah. Toll House says that Breda trashed him and he didn't like it. Yeah, I get it. I don't like my girl Callie being trashed. So yeah, I'll defend her to the moon like we should defend our coaches.
Yeah, Corey didn't like it that I defended Norvell either. But.
Yeah, he says that Toll House, he could be a fantastic pipeline to the West Coast. He can help with technique with the DBs. Yeah, good idea. But he's running back coach, so will that help the DBs? I don't know. Rick, what other questions do you have?
Well, next week, defensive line. So Epinesa, is he the next greatest thing?
I don't know. I ain't been at practice, but he's sure he's twitchy like his brother with more. I like him because he's got more butt than his brother.
Yeah.
His brother was a little light in the butt.
Broad in the shoulders.
Is that why
you want a defensive lineman? It's kind of, I think it's why the Bills have moved him to a linebacker. At Iowa, he was a defensive end, and he had trouble sealing the edge against the run. His brother's heavier legged and everything, but I ain't gonna say that he's gonna be as good as AJ because AJ was he was a monster.
Yeah,
let him go rush the quarterback.
Okay, he's going to be a sophomore this year or a redshirt sophomore. I'm not a redshirt freshman. I'm not sure.
Redshirt freshman. He redshirted.
Okay. When they used AJ, they burned his red shirt. But his sophomore year, they just used him in third down situations. I don't think it was until his junior year that AJ got to start full time. I can't remember.
I think he just started his senior year.
He didn't have a senior year. He left for the NFL after his junior year.
Yeah. So he had to wait for Parker Hesse to leave. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're right. He was there 3 years.
Yeah, and they burned his red shirt because he was that good. So okay, what else you got? On the defensive line, who else we got coming in? Because, before you say anything, I believe was it it was Chad Lysico who basically trashed. Yeah, with Wallace, basically trashed the line because Wallace is the line coach, right?
Wallace is the linebacker coach, but Chad always has these pronouncements before he asks the question. Instead of just asking the question, he's going to say, "Oh, the defensive line's your weakest. It's probably the weakest it's ever been." And that's right. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Wallace? And Wallace says, "No." He said, "We're very deep with very good young defensive linemen like that." And I just perked my ears up like, maybe we're a lot better at the defensive line than people think. I don't know. But.
Well, the coaches know what they see in practices. They know what they have. Us fans are like, oh, we lost all these starters and they're going to get drafted. And wow, we can't be any good for next year because we don't have anybody coming back.
We only got out of all the 8 defensive linemen who played last year, we only got 2 of them coming back, Merriweather and Hawthorne. Hawthorne rotated in that 3, kind of a co-starter with Graves and Pace at defensive tackle. But boy, Seth talked like he really liked what he has. He's an assistant defensive coordinator and assistant head coach. He coaches the linebackers. But that made me perk up. I can't wait to see him, and see what we got.
Yeah.
But
I think you and Kyle are going to have fun. I can't wait to see what you guys bring back to the show next week.
I just hope I feel good enough, Are you coming, Rick? Are you coming, Rick?
Yes.
Good.
The 3 of you can sit together, and I'll just sit here and let you 3 take over the show next week.
I want to. There's a lot of things I want to do there. I haven't been there. I've never been to a spring game that Kirk Ferentz was at.
Yeah. By the way, guys,
I went to a spring game in 1980, which was the year before Kirk was hired as an offensive line coach, and the stands there was a lot of people there. But this time there won't be hardly any people there because it isn't a spring game anymore. It's just watching them practice. But I'd love to walk down. I'd love to walk down to the wall, and because Kakert and them guys will be standing out there, and Corey Breda, and just yell at them. Hey Corey, this is Kelvin Fisher. And he might come over and talk to me or Kakert or Randazzo or somebody. But anyway,
Michigan and Ohio State teams, they could be $40 million each payroll.
Yeah. I seen the quarterback that got $12 million to go to Michigan. I seen in his spring game, I watched it the other day. He was 3 out of 9 for 28 yards.
And that's $12 million for 4 years, right? You're tired. $12 million your entire career here. It's not.
Yeah, it was supposed to be for 4 years. I'm sure he's getting if the prices go up, he'll get a raise.
Yeah.
Okay, so his 3 for 9 is not good passing stats, but his lack of playing time has more to do with they know what they got in him. They want to see what the other guys can do, I'm sure.
And I'm sure the Michigan defense is usually that's the thing that's consistent at Michigan is a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're going to beat Michigan this year. We're going up to the big house and we're going to win.
I think so, but I'm delusional. So.
Then we come home to Kinnick and we're going to put another woodshed on Ohio State.
Oh shit, we're going to go on. We're going to go unbeaten, except we'll lose to Northwestern.
Iowa State.
You never know what's going to happen. It's like Kirk when they ask him about the schedule, and he says, "Hell, I don't know who we're playing." He says, "I'm in the middle of practice every day, teaching kids fundamentals. Why would I be thinking about our schedule in the fall?" And he says, somebody said, "Well, you play Michigan, Ohio State, and Washington right in a row to start the Big Ten schedule." And he said, "Well, on paper, that sounds tough, but you never know till you play the game." He said, "We about lost our game right before Nebraska last year." And he did about lose it it was a bad Michigan, wasn't it Michigan State? Wasn't a very good Michigan State team, but we rallied, through that Vanderzee made the great catch. No, Gill made the catch in the corner in that game. People forget games. They just say, "Oh yeah, we beat Michigan State," but we were behind the whole game.
Toll House says, "I also think my Cornell boys will beat Co." I know nothing about that level of football in Iowa.
Big rivalry.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys, that we want to cover before we put a nightcap on this one?
Rick might have a whole page of questions.
I have some questions, but so here we go. So the average sports fan out there right now, Iowa fan, how comfortable or how confident should they be that they'll be a good team next year? I'm not saying a great team, but at least another 8-win or better team.
We always win 8.
Well, you got 6 one year because you lost 4. But
what?
You lost 6.
They'll give them games back. Shit, they gave Joe Paterno 92 Big Ten wins back.
Yeah. But I mean, seriously, your quarterbacks are unproven, so you don't know for sure what's happened there. You're young in a lot of places, obviously. So I mean, is 8-4 the floor?
No,
you think
8-5?
I would say 7-5. I would say 7-5 is the floor.
I think 8-5. 8-5 is the floor.
Yeah, I do not see us favored in the first 3 Big Ten games. But we have to travel to Illinois, and so that's going to be a chore.
Right.
To beat Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean, Illinois is not a shabby team, but we have to play them in Champaign.
And do they Washington next year? Do they Washington?
Yeah, we play Washington at Washington. Yeah.
Ohio
so
State.
Our first 3 Big Ten games are Michigan at Michigan, Ohio State at home, and Washington on the road.
Okay.
And Washington is an improving team. They're not the same team we beat. that easy. And they're not, you know what? And they are not going to forget how bad they lost. That coach is going to remind those players.
We beat the hell out of them. Or not we
never win on the West Coast.
Calvin, you'll like Toll House on. He goes, I'm guessing our first loss will be at Northwestern in their new stadium. Hey, at least we're not going to be opening Big Ten play there to be their first opponent in the new stadium. They'll at least have a few games under their belt before that.
And I also do not pretend to know that Iowa State's no good this year, because they got a really good coach and they brought in like 80 transfers.
Right.
So and like I said, living out here in California and not getting any Iowa State news, I don't know what they brought in, but Jamie Pollard, he said in his thing, he goes, hell, we got 100 new guys out there, but hell, I don't know any of their names. But he goes, I think we're going to be okay.
But, people just presume that, they're not going to be any good. It's going to be an easy win. Right. I don't presume that because it's football. Mm-hmm. I don't presume that one bit. So
we don't want to go into any game.
I think Coach Rogers, isn't he the coach that coached Ozick? Our place kicker. I think they played together or something. I think there's guys on our football team that played for that guy.
Okay.
He was a coach in the Dakotas before he
went to Utah. No, that
he didn't come from Utah. Did he go to Washington State? Where did he go?
Washington State.
Washington State. You're right. I got it confused with the Michigan coach.
I think he was he only there 1 year, Rick?
It was short of that much, but I'm not sure how many years it was. Maybe two, but you're possibly right.
Yeah, he wanted that Iowa State job really bad, and that's why it took Pollard all of about 45 minutes to hire him after he lost his coach. Guys, just out of curiosity, let me throw this out.
I don't presume how good or bad a team's going to be this spring already, so.
Yeah, Boy says we're dreaming 7-5 is their ceiling or floor, I mean. So let me ask you guys this. Campbell going to Penn State, is he going to have Penn State riding high, or is it going to be more like Iowa State?
That'll be good. He's
only playing 3 good teams.
And he's got a lot of money to work with, and a big name school. He's set.
Anybody look at his schedule?
Yeah,
the easiest schedule in the Big Ten. If he loses 3 games, they ought to bring back Franklin and shove him off. Because he's not playing anybody. Go look at it. I don't care.
Who are the 3 teams that he's playing?
I don't know. I don't know if it's Illinois and probably one of the Michigans, probably Michigan. I don't know. USC might be one of them, but there's only 3 good teams, on that schedule. But
hang on here.
Okay. Toll House says Iowa State flipped a local Reno kid that I coach. I didn't know you coached, Toll House. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to do some talking. I got to find out your identity because I have a feeling I might know it. Brady Hummel was headed to Wazoo, so I got to root for him. And so I mean, if he flipped him, then yeah. Boy says no. They probably should have lost to Michigan State last year too. Didn't we beat them pretty easily last year?
No, we had to complete that really good pass to Jacob Gill in the corner of the end zone. I think Gronk wasn't very good the whole game, and then in the fourth quarter he threw 2 touchdown passes, maybe one to Vanderzee and one to Gill. And Vanderzee's was it that one-handed catch? I don't remember. Anyway.
So Penn State has Marshall, Temple, Buffalo, Wisconsin at home, at Northwestern, USC at home,
There he's one.
At Michigan.
That's
Purdue at
2.
home. At Washington.
That's 3.
Minnesota at home. Rutgers, Maryland. At Maryland.
Okay,
Like I said, 3 games. And that first game you mentioned, I can't remember who they're playing, but they're playing it at home. You know, Penn State, boy, that's a rough place to play. You know,
they could lose to Washington, but I think any of those games they could actually win.
Yeah,
I said they only have 3 games against what you would call a power team. Washington, USC was the first game. Michigan.
Yeah, you mentioned Michigan.
USC, Michigan, and then Washington later on.
USC is the one that's at home.
Correct.
USC's got to travel all the way east and play in front of 105,000 people, probably in white.
Morning.
And watch that game be a noon kickoff.
Yeah.
Big noon.
It'll probably be a whiteout, at night. But
whiteout games at night anymore aren't the big games anymore. Now it's the Fox's big noon kickoff.
Yeah, and USC is going to be a real good team this year, but
yeah,
Penn State is not good. Has a lot of talent there, and they only play 3 tough games. So they're going to have a real good record this year.
Yeah. Toll House says Brady will be a freshman this year. What position does Brady play? Anybody know?
Brady.
He's going to Iowa State. He was going to Wazoo until the coach went to Iowa State and he flipped him back to Iowa State.
I don't follow Iowa State. By the way, Iowa offered Charlie Kohler's little brother a tight end this week. So
good. So,
Charlie Kohler played for Iowa State.
All right. Toll House says I'm old school. I still consider Minnesota our biggest rival. We got to beat the Gophers. We got to beat the Gophers every year. That one was a fluke. The referees, the refs, the umpires, whatever you want to call them, gave that game to the Gophers.
And by the way, if Jason ever listens to any of this stuff, the best wide receiver I've seen, I was getting a visit from him. He's just a sophomore, junior. I think he's a junior this year. Like Omaha East or Sioux City East. And his last name is Grant. This kid is like tall. He only weighs 175 pounds, but I think he's 6'2 or 6'3, 175 pounds. This kid just runs like a bluer. And I think I was leading for him. So that's some good recruiting news.
Toll House says Penn State and Oklahoma also offered Kohler. So we'll see how that goes. Guys, I really do. I know that we got a lot. This has gone 2.5 hours. We've lost half of our viewerships because they're getting tired.
So is Rick done?
Rick, hold your questions for the next show.
Okay.
We'll use them. We'll get to you sooner next show.
Okay.
I really think because I think we've lost half our audience from the beginning of the show, and so
How many total viewers today?
We had up to 70 at one point. We're at 33 right now.
What's your total count
tonight?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, let me see where we're at with the total count right now.
We got up to 1,737 last I looked on that one podcast.
Nice.
Our last podcast, probably because Rick wasn't on it,
oops, sorry.
only got 1,115 and it just stopped.
Where in the old days?
It isn't building. I know, but we need you, Rick.
Okay.
I think it's the young woman viewer.
Okay.
Or something, We ought to run a dating site or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of the Bachelor, we'll call it the Rickster.
The Pod Bachelor.
Okay, so they're only counting our views right now that we have actual live while we're live. They'll update that once we stop being live.
Yeah.
Literally about all our viewers are after we post it and they watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. Toll House says he loves your Swarm shirt.
Yeah. I can sell it to you for $1 million.
Yeah. Toll House says
that'll buy us a good running back.
Okay, Toll House says I'm single. I'll take a dating site. Let's end on that note, guys. Let's end on that note.
Yes.
All righty, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. You guys made it this far. You guys are troopers. Leave a message after this goes out, and if you made it this far, leave me a message and said I watched the whole episode. Thank you, guys. And we actually last time I did that, we did have a few people say I made it to the end.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys don't have to sit there and physically watch this. You can just put it on your phone in the car and listen to it while you're commuting to work, or while you like me, if you're door dashing, you can just sit there and listen to it. Listen to it while you're waiting for a beep beep to get another order. But yeah, I don't do that because my phone interferes with my DoorDash, so I can't do that. But there's a lot of people that are able to figure that out. So I need to get somebody who's tech savvy to show me how I can do that.
One quick thing before we get off here, because it's a guy that I met back in the day when I was out dancing. Brent Metcalf, former Iowa great wrestler who came to Iowa from Virginia Tech with Coach Brands. He got the Iowa State job this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, he did.
So,
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Anyway, I met him out dancing in Iowa City. All the wrestlers were sitting there. Wrestlers don't dance. You know, they just sit and drink beer. And
by the way,
all
speaking
all
of that,
these little guys was there, and I was just drenched in sweat. And I come over. It was a break. And one of the guys grabbed me and he goes, "God, you're a great dancer," you know. And I said, "God, you're short." And he goes, "We're Iowa wrestlers." And I go, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "God bless Stan Gable." And they go, "That's Brett Metcalf." So I went over and talked to him. His ears all chewed up. Everything. But.
Yeah. Brett Metcalf, I believe, did a pod or an interview this week where he tells a great story about his time with Tom Brands. And and so if I could find that, I'll post it to my site. But it was a great story about how they lost to Penn State. That must have been the first time they lost to Penn State. Brands took Metcalf, who was a senior and a freshman, and sent him in the office, shut the door, and told him to beat the hell out of each other.
Okay. Just don't do that with me and Rick, because I'd be dead quick.
All righty. Guys, it's been fun. I appreciate this. What a great show this was tonight. I hope people get to the end. Oh boy, we're losing viewers since I said we're leaving.
And
Viewers are dropping off like flies.
And Rick, someday you'll get to go right through your questions and be done in 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if we wouldn't have 10-minute answers for every question he asked.
Well, it's because you read every he started asking this question and you read like 100 comments.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what
I
do.
don't think any of my answers were that long, but
here's the important ones.
Yeah, I just like to I like to give these guys their due because they're taking time to watch the show. Yep. If they ask a question or leave a comment, I read it.
I'm not knocking it one bit.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, everybody. Remember to hit that subscribe button, the like button, share away, and do leave some comments afterwards. And like I said before, if you
by the way,
end, yes,
I have the best Reggie Roby story ever. So
you have the best what?
Reggie Roby story ever.
Well, as long as we're having a Reggie Roby night, let's talk about Reggie Roby story.
Okay. Well, back in the day, back in the mid of like 77, 78 range, 76, my dad worked for the Water School Systems. And one of his responsibilities was to turn on the PA system and the lights for Sloan Wallace. And after he was done, we would go sit on top of the West Junior cafeteria, right? And Reggie would kick the balls onto the roof. I'd throw them back to him.
Oh, really? That's cool. That is so cool.
One time, his field goal kicking was not the best, though. One time he hit the ball and went over, I can't remember how the road is, it was on the side of it, hit a car, bounced off the car, and hit a house. Yeah.
Yeah, I do know that Sloan Wallace was attached to West Junior High at the time.
Yes.
Is in West they tore down Sloan Wallace, rebuilt West Junior. Is West it still Junior there?
Bunger. Bunger is now West Junior or West Intermediate.
Okay, wherever that's at.
Evansdale.
Evansdale. So what did they do with the new building that they took? And
That's the one that West Intermediate is now a grade school.
okay, alrighty. And one final question: when does the new high school open up and the other two high schools close?
Couple years.
Couple years yet?
Rick, how old? What year were you born?
69.
Okay, you look so young. When you said, I remember in the mid 70s, and I'm thinking, you weren't even born in the 70s.
I was around.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
around.
shit.
Alrighty. Okay, guys, let's get out of here because it's getting to be a long show.
All right.
God, I'm tired.
Good night, guys. See you guys Wednesday night. Rick, if you're available Wednesday, we'll get your questions lined up.
All right.
Might talk a little NFL draft.
Okay.
That too. There you go. Bye, guys.
Good night.